Capitalism has lifted more people out of the misery of poverty than any system ever, and yet wherever I've worked, in every newsroom, it is sneered at. At Princeton, it was sneered at when I went there, and I'm still trying to understand what this is about. Is some of it because reporters envy the wealth? And it's true. One side effect of free markets is some people will be vastly richer than others. There's sort of an ugliness about that. But I don't think it's just hatred of the rich, because look how people in Europe didn't hate the kings and queens and dukes and earls. They hated the bourgeoisie, the people who sold them the very stuff that they needed to survive. But they hated the idea that they took direct profit from them. Thomas Sowell argues that this is the reason for the persecution of the Jews in Europe and Pakistanis in Africa, Chinese in Southeast Asia, Koreans in some American ghettos, that there is a resentment of people who directly take money from you. I can understand why people in Washington would feel this way, because politics is a zero-sum game. If one congressman wins, somebody else loses. But my colleagues don't get that business is not a zero-sum game. Hollywood doesn't get it. Gordon Gekko in the movie Wall Street says it's a zero-sum game. But it's not. If Bill Gates has $30 billion, it doesn't mean we have $30 billion less. Business people, because business is voluntary, they make the pie bigger. Business creates wealth. Business transactions don't happen unless both parties win. There's this weird moment if you buy some milk where you give the clerk your money and she gives you the milk and you say, thank you, thank you. I mean, what's the double thank you about? It's because you wanted the milk more than you wanted the buck. She wanted the buck more than she wanted the milk. The transaction doesn't happen unless you both win. Yet my colleagues don't get that, and people hate their employers who pay them, and love the government, which takes 40% of our money and squanders it.